This is what desperation looks like. People climbing through this hole, escaping Venezuela and total economic ruin. And that is creating all kinds of challenges for Colombia and beyond. People smuggling in meat, metal, anything they can sell for real money, anything to help those left behind. Tonight, we'll show you how Colombia is managing its neighbors' mass exodus and the small acts of kindness and empathy at the border.
Also tonight, with the United States bracing for Florence, a monster of a storm, how climate change is making hurricanes worse. And the National in-depth. On the eve of the Humboldt Broncos home opener, we follow the journey of Ryan Strashnitsky, one of the survivors of the bus crash.
It's May 7th, just after 8:35. On the agenda today, I got physio.
An intimate look at his recovery. This is The National.
As so many Venezuelans have told us here in the border city of Cucuta, the situation at home is simply unendurable. Their economy in tatters, their savings wiped out. Last night we showed you how Venezuela's desperation has led to the biggest exodus Latin America has ever seen. Tonight, what that means for Colombia, a country trying to help, but one that needs help of its own. Colombia may be better off than Venezuela, but poverty and human rights abuses are widespread. Its medical system is under strain. Drugs and political violence still plague parts of this country. And then there's this massive crisis. Of the 2.3 million Venezuelans who fled their home, it's estimated about 1 million are now here. Likely it's higher. Economists say Colombia will need about $1.6 billion in foreign aid per year just to adequately respond. But with thousands more people coming every week, cracks are showing. And here they come. Likely without the paperwork to cross at official borders, these people have walked a long way to get out of Venezuela. Moving through bush, a river, and in the last moments, knowing they're being watched, they just melt back into the undergrowth. Though apparently, it's not Colombian border police they're worried about. A few cops do nothing. One finally speaks up. We asked if they'd let people through if the camera wasn't around, and the answer was maybe, because sometimes they're desperate. So a caution, when you hear official numbers of who's crossing, remember, no one's counting these people. Which means who's watching out for them when they walk out into the frenzy, where there's money on offer if they'll sell their belongings or even their hair. Sandra Negrin, 2 daughters in tow, still has wet boots and pants from the river crossing barely an hour earlier. Directed to a place for a free meal, the first food in a while, she's nervous enough about what's ahead to keep a little of it aside. Maybe that's dinner. The perennial question, what made you leave? Because I've had enough of the dictatorship, she said. I can't take them to a park because it's too dangerous and because my daughters go hungry. The meal done, she heads to the vendor who stored her bags, has no idea where the family will sleep this night. Someone gives her a Wi-Fi code, and she calls Venezuela. Don't tell my father I fell, that I hurt my back or scratched myself. None of that, please, she says. Just tell him I love him. So how did she physically get in? She points to people milling around at a wall. Below it, a hole. See, this is what it's come to. The more the Colombian authorities crack down on the smuggling routes, and the more the Venezuelans try to stop people from taking out anything they can to try to earn a bit of money, the more these unofficial and pretty dangerous routes just open up. The smugglers didn't seem to mind the cameras being there until they started bringing out bags of meat, and we had to go. Organized crime is often behind this. Colombian police find a lot of smuggled meat. It infuriates them that there's little of it for average Venezuelans to buy, yet gangs can get it across the border to Colombia for real cash. That's what they wanted to do with the scrap metal and plastic chips and old car parts Border Patrol intercepted. The truck had snapped its axle crossing the river from Venezuela.
Every article that they can put in Colombia, the price is very, very high. We have problems with fruits, we have problems with oil.
The colonel seconded to this border from an elite intelligence unit in Bogota says they can't keep up. Policing some is a problem, caring for most others a preoccupation. Many are now walking all the way to Ecuador. There are no shelters along the way and not many places to eat, unless, like the Maza family, you happen to come across cops who can't take seeing hungry kids. We were told we were going to be mistreated, Sonali Maza told us, and the truth has been the opposite. We're so grateful. The officers pooled their money and bought them dinner. Watch the little girl's face when it arrives. One meal secured, a few more kilometers traveled, a long way to go. And it's not just the wave of people flowing from Venezuela. Getting to Colombia is a key step for migrants from around the world. It's hard to calculate precise numbers, but we do know some are headed to Peru, Ecuador, and Chile. Some have their eyes fixed on North America. This migration path truly is global. They come from Iran, India, Nepal, Nigeria, Eritrea, Congo, and China. Smugglers first help them get to Colombia, which positions them closer to Panama, the migrant gateway to North America. Now, for reference, here's where we are in Cúcuta, where the Venezuelans are coming in. But 600 kilometers to the west lies another big test for another group of migrants, the treacherous Darien Gap. Make no mistake, this is a brutal way to get to Panama. And last year, a smuggler took our colleagues at Radio Canada's Enquête right through it. There is no road. It is a thick, exhausting mix of jungle, mountain, and swamp. But migrants walk it. The evidence littered behind. Objects too much of a burden to be carried, even the dead.
Así hay que llevarla muy suavecito, que vaya descansando. Cada 10 minutos sentarse y descansar un rato con ellos. Porque si uno no hace eso, hay personas que hasta se salen muriendo con uno.
This is a place where nature can kill you, but so can armed drug smugglers. And to give you an idea of the scale we're talking about, in 2016, Panamanian authorities caught 20,000 migrants coming from Colombia. The true number is probably much higher, but all who come are willing to risk a deadly way for the chance to get to the United States or Canada. Now compare that drive to the Venezuelan government's response to this crisis. Incredibly, it won't even admit there is a crisis, and as a result, it is refusing humanitarian aid. But help and hope have found a way in. Evan Dyer shows us how some Canadians are sending desperately needed supplies.
This has become a ritual for Toronto's Greg Marchirinos.
Kind of food, tuna. This is half a salary in Venezuela. Feminine pads. This is a luxury in Venezuela. It costs a month's salary.
Chirinos began sending boxes after her mother lost her leg to a circulatory problem.
The first thing I sent was the wheelchair. Because I realized that it got there safely, then I said, okay, this is a way for me to help them. And then after that, every single month, I pack 2 boxes with all the things that they need, with medicines and food and everything, and send it to them.
Like Chirinos, Rebecca Sarfati is also helping her family. And like Chirinos, she also helps strangers, sending medical supplies and more through a network of volunteers. Grateful medical staff send photos back, but they keep their faces out of the frame for a reason: fear of the government.
The people who receive the material in Venezuela have to be, we have to be very careful with that, because they can go against them just because of helping.
We talked to one shipping company that didn't want to be identified for fear the Venezuelan government might block the packages so many people depend on. They told us it costs $175 and takes 4 weeks to send one 90-pound package by sea. The hardest part begins after the package reaches a Venezuelan port. The Chirinos family live on the Paraguaná Peninsula, linked to the mainland by one road along a narrow isthmus covered in sand dunes. In the past, the government kept the road clear, but as the country crumbles, the dunes sometimes bury the road for weeks at a time.
Our job, the people, the Venezuelans abroad, what we're doing by sending food and everything is keeping everybody alive there, because we are going to recover the democracy and the country is going to be free.
And that's the optimistic message Chirinos and Sarfati are sending home, one box at a time. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
And so, Adrian, that's how some are getting help to Venezuela. What about people now in Colombia?
Well, you know, the Colombian government has asked for some substantial international help. It's not alone in that. They also want a UN envoy to kind of coordinate the entire region's response. And I was speaking with a representative of the IOM the other day, the International Organization for Migration. They want to find a way to protect all those people who are making that 1,500-kilometer trek on foot through Colombia to Ecuador. Maybe a system of shelters or something along the highway, but they don't have that in place yet. And, you know, it's worth noting, Colombia certainly isn't alone in this. Roughly 68 million people are displaced all around the world. Some are fleeing economic collapse, some are fleeing war and persecution. If you break it down, that's about 44,000 people on the move a day. So in the coming months, we're going to be looking in depth at this planet on the move, crossing borders, including Canada's, and we'll bring you more of these stories of people just looking for a better life.
All right, Adrian, thank you. Here's what else we're working on tonight on The National. The Prime Minister responds to Doug Ford's extraordinary move to overrule the courts. Plus, on the eve of the first Humboldt Bronco home game since that deadly bus crash in April, Susan Ormison takes us inside the long journey one family is facing. But first, the U.S. East Coast preparing for Florence. Churning in the Atlantic with wicked winds and heavy rains, U.S. officials are warning Hurricane Florence is a monster. The satellite images show the menacing eye of the storm. The Category 4 could pick up more wind speed and become a Category 5. North and South Carolina, along with Virginia, are now under states of emergency, and authorities predict some of the worst flooding and storm damage there in decades. About 1 million people have been ordered out of their homes before Florence makes landfall on Friday. The CBC's Paul Hunter has more on the mass evacuation.
With highways in the Carolinas already chock-a-block, while those still preparing to flee pile sandbags and board up every window they can find, Americans brace for Florence.
You know, there's nothing you can do. You're not going to stop that water. You're not going to stop the wind. If you don't get off, you're going to be a casualty.
Today, a sobering message from the governor of North Carolina.
It is an extremely dangerous, life-threatening, historic hurricane.
And there will be flooding in the inland areas as well.
Donald Trump criticized for a slow response to Hurricane Maria last year in Puerto Rico, was briefed on Florence today in the Oval Office.
We are sparing no expense. We are totally prepared. We're ready. We're as ready as anybody's ever been.
Billed as a once-in-a-generation storm, when Florence makes landfall later this week, it's expected to pack winds of more than 200 kilometers an hour.
This storm is not a glancing blow. This storm's going to be a direct hit.
Jeff Biard with the U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, today warned of looming devastation.
So this is not going to be a storm that we recover from in days. It will take us a good amount of time to do the full recovery.
With fierce winds en route, a storm surge expected to reach nearly 4 meters and seriously heavy rain in a part of the country that rarely gets hit this hard. The real fear is that some will think they can tough it out and stay put. The message on that today:
take it seriously. Heed the evacuation orders.
In other words, you can't tough this one out, so don't even think about it. Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.
The hurricane hunters from the U.S. government have been flying through the storm since Saturday. Here's Flight Director Paul Flaherty.
We were watching it develop, and, you just have that kind of sick feeling in your gut. We went through this with Irma in Florida last year, and, of course, the last couple of years, everyone up the East Coast has been concerned about one storm or another, and so it doesn't change whether it's heading for our house or, in this case, somewhere around North Carolina to Virginia, South Carolina. We all know people up there, and it just kind of hits you in the gut when you see this thing strengthening and know that the forecast is calling for it to come in as such a strong storm.
CBC meteorologist Johanna Wagstaff has been tracking the storm for us. And Joe, what is it that makes Florence so dangerous?
Well, the strength of this storm is unusual. It's very rare to get a Category 4 landfalling storm. Since records began in the mid-1800s, we've only had a couple dozen Category 4 storms make landfall. So the winds will be incredibly dangerous in a small radius around the eye of the storm when it makes landfall. But there are a couple of other factors that are adding up to make this exceptionally dangerous. The coastline of the Carolinas is quite shallow, but quite wide. So the storm surge ahead of the eye of the storm will force all of that water to pile up, and it looks like it'll line up with high tide. And finally, this blocking pattern over the East Coast right now will mean once Florence makes landfall, it'll be forced to sit and spin. Very similar setup to Hurricane Harvey last year in Texas, Ian.
And Harvey, just one of the monster storms we've seen over the last couple of years. And a lot of people, Johanna, wondering about the relationship between climate change and these storms that we're seeing.
Well, climate change doesn't mean more hurricanes or more intense hurricanes, but it does mean that the impacts are getting greater. And we know that for sure, that climate change is leading to greater hurricane impacts. Higher water levels means higher storm surge. Warmer waters means storms can maintain their strength longer, and the atmosphere can hold more water. And finally, these blocking patterns that we're seeing more and more of are leading to these storms stalling out and just dumping enormous amounts of rain, which is what, unfortunately, we will see with Florence.
Thanks, Johanna.
You're welcome.
And the storm is expected to make landfall tomorrow night. One of the cities right in its path is Wilmington, North Carolina, where hardware stores have been bustling as people prepare, and our Paul Hunter will be there. We're keeping track of a number of other developing stories tonight, including the threat of a strike by Canada Post workers. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers says its members voted overwhelmingly in favor of walking off the job. They could do that just over 2 weeks from now, September 26th. The federal labor minister has called on Canada Post and the union to keep talking with the help of mediators.
We do believe that a deal is possible. Achieving that deal is going to require goodwill, good faith, and flexibility on both sides, and we think that's eminently possible.
Why? Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister, Chrystia Freeland, after tonight's NAFTA meeting in Washington. She wouldn't get into details of the negotiations, but says her team's optimistic. She also says her team needs to brief the Prime Minister in person. And adding fuel to the firestorm over a controversial cartoon of Serena Williams, which many say is racist, the Australian newspaper behind the drawing not only defending its decision to publish, but it's doing it again tomorrow with a front-page message about political correctness and censorship. The paper says this is not about race, it's about her behavior at the U.S. Open. Still ahead on the National. Tomorrow, Doug Ford will table legislation to cut the size of Toronto City Council nearly in half. Today, lots of reaction on how he'll ensure that it will not be blocked by the courts again. Plus, in hockey terms, you might call him a grinder. We chronicle the incredible work ethic of Ryan Strashnitsky as he battles through 5 months of recovery since the Humboldt bus crash.
What did it feel like today on that treadmill?
It's pretty cool. I mean, I tried my best to do what I could.
Did you see him give up?
Never.
Less than 24 hours from now, Ontario Premier Doug Ford is expected to use what some describe as the nuclear option in his battle to cut the size of Toronto City Council by half, invoking the notwithstanding clause for the first time in the province's history. That move has set off a renewed debate about the clause itself. But as Catherine Cullen explains, while politicians from different parties and generations are voicing concerns over Ford's decision to use it, most concede the Premier can't be challenged.
Just alarmed and concerned by the manner in which he's proceeding. Canada's big city mayors have been talking, and Doug Ford has them worried.
If this can happen to Canada's largest city with the political power that the City of Toronto has, it should be something that all municipalities across Canada should take note of.
Surely the city of Ottawa is taking note. Ford said today he's received calls asking to shrink that council. But Ford's own minister quickly swatted away the suggestion.
I know, having spoken with the Premier's office last night, there's zero intention to reduce the size of City Council here.
As for reversing Ford's plan for Toronto, the mayor suggests it's unlikely.
So the odds are against us in looking for a legal option to sort of deal with this at City Council.
And while the Prime Minister also opposes Ford's move,
they were disappointed by the provincial government's in Ontario's choice.
There's debate about whether he has any power to overturn it. This constitutional expert says it's clear-cut.
So no, there's nothing that the federal government can do.
And the Prime Minister doesn't sound too keen to add this to his growing list of political fights.
I will trust that Ontarians will reflect on whether or not the provincial government made the right decision on overriding the Charter of Rights and Freedoms.
Another Prime Minister is hinting Ford isn't making the right call.
I was never a big fan of the notwithstanding clause.
And it's Brian Mulroney's daughter, Caroline Mulroney, who is Ford's justice minister. While Ford is saying politicians should get the final say.
We weren't appointed. We were elected by 2.3 million people.
Mulroney says it's vital the will of the courts is respected.
The backbone and the enormous strength of Canada is the independence and the magnificence of our judiciary.
None of those arguments, though, will stop Ford. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.
Next on The National, we go in depth. On the eve of the team's first home game since the crash, Susan Ormiston follows Humboldt Bronco Ryan Streshnitsky through recovery in an intimate and honest portrait of a young man whose life has been changed forever.
I wish them all the best of luck and everything during the season, but I just don't think I can go watch.
Just too hard?
I think so, yeah.
The Humboldt Broncos held their final practice before tomorrow night's home opener. It will be their first regular season game since that devastating bus crash. 16 people were killed.
It's going to be an emotional game, and I'm hoping that once the puck drops, our guys are focused and ready to play hockey.
Most of the players are new to the team, but there are two returning crash survivors, Derek Patter and Braden Cameron. Others, though, still have a long road ahead. 13 people were injured, including Ryan Streshnitsky, who has spent the last 5 months in recovery. Susan Ormiston has tracked his progress from then until now. His family agreed to record his early days in hospital and allowed us to videotape the highs and lows. What we learn is paralysis will not dim Ryan's ambition. Here is Ryan's story.
All right, that means it's recording. Ryan's room, 1019, pretty funny, because he was number 10.
Hey, buddy. Hey. How's it going? Rough night?
It's May 7th, just after 8:35. On the agenda today, I got physio and maybe a couple visitors, but we'll let you know what goes on during the day.
It's been a month since the Broncos crash.
If you feel like you can let go and bring one hand onto your legs.
Ryan Streshnitsky is just beginning his long therapy regimen. Today, a seemingly simple task takes immense effort.
Look to my ankles?
Yep. You're really flexible. You pick that leg up and cross your ankles. Good. Nice. So this, like, you can see if you had a pair of shorts or something like that, you got your foot free, so you can hook it over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then bring it back and try the other one?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it's heavy.
Legs are really heavy.
Ryan was thrown from the team bus. His spinal injury was to his mid-back, paralyzing his legs and his trunk from the mid-chest down.
This is your first time doing this with a sock?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Even this much effort fatigues him.
Want a pillow?
No. You make Mom cry. Way to go, buddy.
The horrifying crash between the hockey team's bus and a transport truck changed 30 lives forever. 15 Broncos players and staff died, along with the bus driver. The truck driver faces multiple charges of manslaughter. Ryan and 12 of his teammates survived, but they are left foraging through the trauma. We first got to know Ryan through his mom, Michelle, less than 48 hours after the crash.
Better than average chance that he won't play hockey again, or possibly even walk. We're not sure.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Finally.
We caught up with Ryan himself a few weeks later, after he was transferred to Foothills Medical Center in Calgary.
What have been some of the most difficult moments for you?
Like not being able to, sorry.
It's okay. If it's too tough, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just not being able to go to the funerals.
It's May 14th, new week, more physio, and we'll see how the day goes.
6 weeks into recovery, Ryan is working on his upper body and core strength, even just to roll over and sit up.
Nice. Okay, gotcha.
Balance is tricky.
So one method is angling your bum this way and then lifting your legs in one at a time. The other method. Yep. All the way in. Beautiful. Yep.
So Gary will.
Nice. Yep. And you want your legs to come that way? Yep. Good. There you go. Nice job. Ready? Okay, and you go. Beautiful. Nice. Okay.
Dad Tom is recording every development.
Turn the camera around. Hey, just focus. Capture this.
Ryan was the firstborn to Michelle and Tom. Twins Jet and Jaden followed, and then baby Connor. Ryan worked his way up the hockey ladder, bantam, then midget AAA with the Leduc Oil Kings before he joined the Broncos last year.
It's May 18th. Today we have a couple physio sessions. Erica, my girlfriend, arrived last night. And yeah, we're just staying for the long weekend.
Ryan met Erica Burns from Montmartre, Saskatchewan, just 2 months before the crash. A teammate introduced them. On that horrible night, she got to the hospital before his parents, and she's been loyal ever since. Still, the two of them are now embarking on a relationship neither could have ever imagined. It's now end of May. Ryan's parents are packing him up at the hospital.
Now, the nursing staff are saying you're quite good at transferring over from bed to bed and shuffling and assisting.
They've taken an offer from the Shriners Charity to go to a renowned rehab hospital in Philadelphia, all paid. The family thinks he can progress faster there. They're still holding out hope. He might regain sensation in his legs, maybe even walk again. The Shriners Hospital in Philadelphia becomes Ryan's new training camp.
Pool time.
Including a first session in the pool. But that sense of weightlessness feels like freedom.
The Marin's going under this time, buddy.
Even if he's afraid he'll sink.
How'd you feel?
Ryan's on a mission. Today, the exercise with physiotherapist Kristen Cray is falling backwards. What to do?
Now what?
Now I take all the spins.
I don't know, but this feels weird.
I like to say that we're working on the fundamentals and the foundation of transfers and sitting balance and rolling. Okay, I'm on my side, how do I sit up? And now in your wheelchair, you can push across a linoleum surface of the hospital, but can you push across the sidewalk that is not level and has bumps? Okay, now push forward, push forward, push forward, push forward. Okay.
You've described him, others have, as a star student.
Yeah.
In some respects. Have you seen frustration?
Every once in a while, and he channels it in different ways where he'll just be quiet about something, or he's just like, let me do that again.
Left.
There better not be a 6-inch curve anywhere else.
Did you see him give up?
Never. This week or next week, we've got a lot to work on, huh?
Yeah.
You don't change them after an injury. They are the same person they were before the injury. And so you see that carry through in their rehab and their activities beyond the hospital setting.
Part of the challenge is to avoid complete atrophy of leg muscles. So to encourage movement, they need to manipulate his legs, putting him first in a harness in preparation for a treadmill.
Go up a little more. How's it feel pulling on you up top, Ryan? This is 60. Like, do you feel it against your chest or your shoulder?
As Kristen Cray and her team simulate a walking movement, Ryan watches himself standing upright for the first time since the crash. What did it feel like today on that treadmill?
It was surreal. I mean, just being able to see yourself walk again, it was pretty cool. I mean, I tried my best to do what I could, tried to move my legs, but I mean, they did it for me, and hopefully it'll help in the long run.
When you came down here, what was your hope?
Just to be more independent, you know. Obviously, you know, every guy wants to walk again, and but I was just coming here hoping to get stronger, being able to adapt to a new way of life.
Joining us on stage right now, the Humboldt Broncos.
Motivating Ryan all this time was a trip to the NHL Awards in Las Vegas, a physical and mental challenge. It was the first time he'd seen most of the surviving Broncos since those critical days in hospital.
It was fantastic. It was like being in the locker room again. It's almost like time froze and you're just enjoying the moment.
Did you cry?
No, I can't cry in front of the guys, but no, it was definitely emotional and it was a good time.
So did you talk? Did you?
Oh yeah, we talked about everything. You know, how things were going, what their plan is for the future. I know nobody can really experience what we experienced, and we know each other too well, so it's just good to lean on them.
The attention doesn't stop with Vegas. The Broncos touch so many internationally. In Philadelphia, Ryan becomes a bit of a local celebrity. The Phillies honor him as their special guest.
Everybody's talking about you. We're just so happy to have you guys in. Thank you. Awesome. Wow. Take a video, Mom.
It's all very heady.
Private tour.
Exciting and unexpected. But when the spotlight goes away, there are the unavoidable reminders of loss. Tom is Ryan's chief cheerleader, counsel, and life coach.
What gets me is just looking at him, what he used to be able to do 3 months ago to what he can't do now. It kind of hits me on that one, but then I just look forward and go, let's work a different corner, work a different path, and we can get through it.
What frustrates him?
Staring at his legs and trying to make a move, but they can't move. And what really frustrates him is not being able to move his core. And well, deep down, we know it's the people that he lost, his teammates and all that, but
Still,
oh yeah, every day.
really?
Yeah.
It's now early July, time to go home, but not before a visit to Philadelphia's iconic monument to fighting back, the Rocky Steps. The story of how the underdog boxer Rocky Balboa fought his way up is not lost on Ryan. Lots of ruts in those paving stones.
Oh, you okay there, buddy, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Here's our test, I guess.
Yeah.
Ryan probably imagined tearing up here 2 steps at a time once. It's different now. Coming up after the break, His scars aren't fully healed, but he has taken to heart the idea that he is not defined by his legs. In July, Ryan comes back to Alberta on a commercial flight, moving easily now in his wheelchair. The hometown media is waiting.
So welcome home. How does it feel?
Feels good.
But Ryan can't go home yet. The family home he grew up in is waiting, but it needs a major renovation to make it accessible.
What's this? That's great.
Somebody made that from all the sticks they put around the hockey rink just up here.
That's cool.
And then he dropped it off.
So you're going to renovate this house? Wow.
Yes.
This is Hockey House. Memorabilia everywhere.
This is Hockey House.
Did you push Ryan into hockey?
Started him and learned to skate, and then he hated it. And then we got him into hockey, hated it, and then he slowly started to like it. So I said, okay, let's go.
Any regrets?
No, because hockey teaches you life, teaches you teamwork, teaches you what the world's gonna be like and how to deal with things, so.
In spades now.
Oh, big time. Look at all the support he got.
Hi there.
Hey, Stewie.
Ever since the night of the crash, family friend TJ Stewart has been a rock.
I'll give you some updates on what's going on here, Tom.
All right, buddy.
So
He organized neighbors to gut the basement
your elevator, of course, is going to be installed in the garage.
and helped raise nearly $200,000 for rehab and the reno, including offers of building materials. But it's going to take months. So, Ryan and his family move into the Wingate Hotel in Airdrie.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
For as long as they need to, courtesy of the hotel's owner.
Got your own Pepsi? No shit.
Ryan takes the accessible ground floor room.
Aw, look at the family.
The three other kids and their parents split two other rooms. Michelle is essentially running a house in a hotel.
There are days when I kind of miss the simplicity of just going to work and coming home and not having all of the craziness. It's really hard. It's awkward. It's very awkward, but we're getting there.
The lobby has become their living and dining rooms. Tom calls it Strasgate, not Wingate. The changes to their family life are really settling in now, especially for Ryan.
The days that he doesn't have physio, I think, are the hardest for him because he doesn't know what to do with himself. I think just the enormity of what he's facing is hitting him sometimes, but there's other times when I know he feels, yeah, a little bit left behind, I think.
Okay, we just need to move that, Tom, can you lift that thing? Slide you back just a tiny bit. Yeah. I'm just going to lift you
Ryan
up
is happiest heading back to the ice.
So don't try and just hammer the puck, right?
For the first time, wearing the Broncos helmet and gloves, sledge hockey veterans talked up the sport back in the first few weeks after the crash. They've got their eye on Ryan as a potential Team Canada player, maybe. Erica, his girlfriend, is moving from Saskatchewan to Alberta to be with him.
I'm gonna fall.
Yeah, you will.
You look like a hockey player.
I'm scared.
There you go.
Summer is fading. Any other year, Ryan would have been at hockey camp by now.
How's the nerves today?
Instead, Tom helps get the day going.
It's Thursday, August 23rd. Woke up, the nerves weren't too bad today. Sunday, Erica moves in, so I'm pretty excited for that.
5 months ago, he couldn't even raise himself out of bed. This is real progress. His morning routine can take an hour and a half, but now Dad can leave, and Ryan's just a 19-year-old again, with things to do and his independence coming back. His scars aren't fully healed, outside or inside. But he has taken to heart the idea that he is not defined by his legs.
I think everything I've worked up to, you know, it just keeps going and going. I keep getting better and better.
What's been the worst thing?
I think just the distance from everyone. I mean, everyone's going away for hockey or school, but now you got to kind of figure out what to do now because, I mean, everyone's lives has been changed. So, I mean, I usually think about it every day. It takes a while. I think it's never going to leave my mind, to be honest, but...
Do you ever get angry still?
Not really, no. I'm sort of becoming more of accepting and being mindful of it, but not letting it get to me.
You're not going back to Humboldt for the first game?
No, I won't be able to make it, I don't think.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, I love the Broncos and the organization was amazing. I don't want to, you know, watch the team that I should be playing on right now. So I wish them all the best of luck and everything during the season, but I just don't think I can go watch.
Just too hard?
I think so, yeah.
Back in May, socks were the goal. Ryan's mastered a whole lot of life skills since then.
I mean, it's only been 5 months, and look where I am now.
And the energy that fueled his ambition in hockey is being rerouted. We haven't heard the last from this former Humboldt Bronco, number 10.
And we'd like to update you on another survivor. Morgan Gobet is still in hospital. He's recovering from a brain injury. His family released a statement saying, in part, he's a tough kid. He's using all that determination that made him successful in both sports and academics to keep moving forward. Because Morgan does not yet know the gravity of the accident, he's unaware of the overwhelming support that is poured in from across the world. However, we want everyone to know that we, his family, we are so grateful for that. And we'll see more of that support tomorrow as the Broncos play their first home game of the season. Susan will be there as they take on the Nipawin Hawks in Humboldt. Up next, our moment of the day. First, though, a preview of a story tomorrow on The National. We'll take you inside the operating room of Canada's first face transplant recipient.
This man has just been given a new lease on life. It took 30 hours of surgery and 4 years of preparation. The transplant doesn't just involve the skin. It's almost the entire face, including the nose and its cartilage, the jawbones and teeth. The surgery is complex and filled with risks.
On the 17th anniversary of 9/11, Americans paused to remember the victims of the terrorist attacks, saying their names.
James Arthur Greenleaf Jr.
And my mother, Maxima Jean-Pierre. We love you.
And telling their stories in New York.
We'll always love you and I'll never forget you.
At the Pentagon.
We commit ourselves to remembering and honoring the lives that might have been.
And outside Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where the president dedicated a new memorial. Close to 3,000 people died in the worst attacks on U.S. soil since Pearl Harbor. The role played by Gander, Newfoundland was also marked today. The town sheltered thousands of people after their planes were grounded in the aftermath of the attacks. And the U.S. ambassador used this occasion to reflect on the state of the Canada-U.S. relationship.
Gander will go down in history as being the place that embodies the meaning of friendship and humanity. Forget what you read about NAFTA and the negotiations and Twitter wars. That's not who we are. Sure, it's business and it's important, but Gander is the place that, in a snapshot, illustrates the Canada-U.S. relationship. A friend in need really is a friend indeed.
And for two passengers stranded in Newfoundland on 9/11, Gander will always be the place they fell in love, and they went back to honeymoon there. Their story helped inspire the musical Come From Away. Nick and Diane Marson still remember the kindness they received, and that is our moment of the day.
It was a day when there was people with hatred in their hearts, and then 9/12, we were in Newfoundland, and it was people with love in their heart.
We were standing in line
For a blanket.
For a blanket, and Diane mentioned that it smells of mothballs.
And then he asked if he could have the cot next door. When you're off and there's something terrible going on, you want to touch base with another human.
If it hadn't have been for the kindness, the warm-heartedness of the Newfoundlanders, I wouldn't be here today.
Right.
They looked after us. We went to Dover Fault. I took an infamous picture of Diane there.
So I knew he was interested in me at that point.
I wanted a picture to remind me that this experience really happened. It wasn't just a dream.
A fantastic story, Adrian, and 9/11, of course, one of those where were you when it happened moments. We were both on the job. I was in Vancouver, headed to the border crossing just south of the city, the Peace Arch border crossing. Remember the confusion? You know, on the one hand, calmness, people just standing around, but confusion about what to do, and the border was closed, maybe for the first time ever. You were in Washington.
Yeah, confusion is a good word for what was happening there. When the planes first hit in New York, there was a panic to try to get the crews to New York, but then the plane hit the Pentagon, and we didn't know what was happening, but whatever it was had come to us. And there was a fourth plane. I remember we ran out because people were saying maybe it's going for the Capitol, and we were met by a wall of people trying to escape. It was one of the most horrible, most surreal days for a lot of people.
Yeah, and on both sides of the border tonight, a lot of people with a lot of memories. That is the National for Tuesday, September the 11th. Good night.
Good night.